Of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Come on, please bow your heads as we pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this Commissioners Court meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussion, allow us to grow closer as a group, and nurture the bonds of our Mills County community. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Amen. Well, good morning, everybody. We have a full agenda. Welcome to our first 2023 Commissioners Court meeting. We got a good many audience members today. Again, welcome to everybody. Also want to welcome our new County Commissioner, Robert Head. Welcome, Robert. And Julie, we got audience with individuals, but I think, is everybody going to be speaking at their allotted time? Victor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Allotted time.
Okay. And I guess that's all we had for audience with individuals. Okay. Okay. Well, first, number 2, review and act on minutes of December the 19th, 2022. If the commissioners go through that, go over the minutes from previous Commissioners Court meeting. Everybody see any changes, additions, everything, comments?
Moving to approve the minutes of written.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Wright. Second by Commissioner Parton. All those in favor of approving the minutes of December 19th, 2022, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, I already discussed the ordinance individuals. Number 4, review and act on accounts payable. Again, it's in your packets, go through everything.
This morning, and I double checked that invoice is actually one of my invoices for this. So we have that moved already.
Okay, that's on page 6. Okay.
What was that again? Did I didn't.
So can you say that again, Summer? So we've already moved it to work. Okay, any other changes or additions or accounts payable? Questions? I'll make a motion. We approve the accounts payable.
Second.
I got a motion by me, a second by Commissioner Parton. All those in favor of approving accounts payable, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, consent agenda. We've got numerous departmental monthly reports. We got monthly and quarterly county treasurer's reports, quarterly investment reports, Mills County Appraisal District reports, county clerk, district clerk reports, county tax assessor, county extension report, facilities report, sheriff's report, JP's report, county judges receipts, Hamilton EMS, and veteran service officers report. So I'll give the commissioners a chance to go through everything. See if you have any questions on the consent agenda.
One thing I have on this consent agenda from Guy,
Yes.
is all that stuff on the courthouse, is there funds for it? Does it have to be approved or approved as it's done?
It's just kind of an ongoing report by Guy letting us know what's going on with all the maintenance jobs we have going with the 1888 jail, this courthouse, community center, the new EMS building. We do have some things we're going to vote on and approve on like the old EMS building, and the new EMS building is always on consider an act in case there is something that pops up on it that we need to discuss.
We do have plenty of funds.
We're not gonna go outside of our budget to do it, I think this should continue, it's just letting everybody see what we're working on. Regular maintenance, other than what we want to do in the future for the jail. I think I know what those things are. Maybe it's starting for that. Maybe for the-
And I'll make a comment on the, you see the septic tank permits, that's been a continual increase every year, which means we have more folks building houses, whatnot in Mills County. Showing there's 36 septic tank permits issued last year for 2022. Now, I'll also point out our veteran service officer, Mr. Craig Wright, who's not here today, but has been staying extremely busy, taking care of our veterans affairs, does a great job with that. Any other discussion on the consent, gentlemen? Questions? Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda. I made a motion by myself, Jack Johnson, a second by Commissioner Head. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, ayes have it. Okay, moving forward to our number 4 action agenda. We have a presentation by Mr. Victor Valley from TAC, along with some of his team is here. I want to welcome all of you. As you all know, TAC stands for Texas Association of Counties. We have our liability insurance, auto insurance, property, workman's comp, and we take it very seriously. Safety for all our employees, people come to the courthouse. And Victor is going to give us a little update of what we have been working on lately and what we need to do. And I know the commissioners. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on. Yeah, please approach. I know the commissioners have had some safety meetings recently, and again, safety is one of our top priorities.
And just really what I was gonna go, I'm not gonna rebuild what we talked about, so I'm just gonna bring to life this magazine with, including my consultants here that are with me.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Victor.
okay.
Yeah, you caught me off guard there. Yeah.
Oh,
And make sure the mic is on. Go ahead. Do a test 1, 2, 3.
hello?
Can you hear him okay? Jackie? Okay, I hadn't heard anything back from Jackie.
Okay, very good.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning. And like I said, I'm just gonna bring this magazine to life with my consultants here present. But one of the main things I want to go show you, the first page is our risk management pool board. And these are our leaders board is made by county officials of different offices from across the state. But one of the important things is that these members also participate in the pool, so that the decisions they make, it affects them. So they're always trying to look for the best coverage, the best rates for every county, again, because it does affect them. So I want you to know that we do get overseen by a board of elected county officials from different offices across the state. So it is a county managed, county owned pool. And you do have all the coverages with us, liability, property, workers' comp. And what makes us unique from other companies is not only do we provide the coverage, but we provide consultants that we can work with the county without permission, and the permission of elected officials and supervisors. We can come train, we can recommend certain policies, all in an effort to reduce your losses, to reduce your claims, so we can keep your costs down. Because if we can control your claims, we can control your costs. There's other areas like in the workers' comp, there's things we can actually control, like your medical costs keep going up. So that's one thing we may not be able to control, but can we control the claims and keep our people safe out there? And that's what we want to be able to help. And what I'm going to go do is talk about the part where we are different with the consultants. And I'm going along with the magazine. I kind of talk about the coverages that you have with us. And I'm over here on page 9, where we talk about the risk control consultants. And I'm gonna let each consultant tell you what they do and how they can help the county minimize your exposures to liability and things like that. So the first one we're gonna start with is the risk control consultant, which is Larry Bacazzo. And he will be the next speaker.
Larry, good morning.
Good morning. How is everybody?
Good.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Like Victor said, I'm Larry Bacasio, risk control consultant in the area. If you look on page 19, there is a list of probably about 25, 30 different training topics that we train as far as on-site training goes. Then on page 20, there are some online training. I do property inspections, I do a lot of training, I do commissioners' court presentations. Whatever we can do to help, like Victor said, lessen the cost and keep that coverage down. Plain and simple. You want me, just let me know.
And Larry, you can provide them washrooms when you look at the things that they're having.
Absolutely. Throughout the year, if you want to have the dates and watch runs, that's easy. I just press a couple buttons and there they go. Yeah, I'd be glad to help you do some training.
And regarding safety training, one of y'all I discussed with earlier about safety training, y'all do provide that too for all employees or?
Yes,
Yes.
I do mainly road and bridge courthouse employees. They will tell you about this law enforcement.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Larry.
One of the areas that I've noticed that we do want to concentrate on maybe helping or working on training is your auto physical damage, which is your comprehensive calculation. And another one is your property, when storms happen and things like that. So maybe look at the property and your workers' comp is starting to, have a few claim. So those are the 3 areas we might want to concentrate this year on.
Okay.
So the next consultant that works you see a lot also is the human resource consultant, and Shawan Blankenship will be the next speaker.
Good morning.
Good morning. Very nice to meet all of you. And I really support Summer, who's your treasurer. She handles your HR responsibilities, but I also support all elected officials to help lessen your public official liability. That's when we have employees that are suing the county for different reasons, whether it's wrongful termination, et cetera. One of the things that I provide is I can review your policy manual, make recommendations on certain policies that you may not have in there that may be either necessary for compliance or just necessary to help you combat different issues that may come up with your employees that you may not be aware of. They may not be issues now, but it could be something that comes up in the future. But again, these are just recommendations that I made. It's going to be up to the court to decide whether or not they want to adopt those policies or make those changes. Other things I can do is provide training to your department heads. We offer different types of training: employment law, family medical leave, hiring and firing, documentation, work, unemployment. Those are all some of the different trainings that I can provide to your department heads. We also provide harassment training. Currently, we do that for employees as well. We are looking to develop a video that will be accessible to all counties that they can provide to individuals, especially employees, because that's where we have a lot of time spent trying to train employees on preventing harassment in the workplace. But it's something that the counties would be able to access and provide one-on-one. If you have an issue with an employee, it can be a disciplinary measure, or it could be something that you could use as part of your onboarding process. But I am available to answer technical questions for all your supervisors, department heads, elected officials. And again, just to support you in any way that we can to lessen those public official liabilities that come up in county government.
Okay.
Thank you.
And that's one thing that's unique also for us, that we actually do look at the personal manual and we get updated. Not only she'll get updated currently, she'll have to keep it updated. We use federal laws passed or the state laws. Shawan will send out an email to all the members that do have the public officials that know, hey, this is the new I need to implement it. This is the way we researched it. So though it's a continuous service. So I just take advantage of these.
Sure.
Our last consultant is the law enforcement consultant, and he is David Whitus, and he'll tell you a little bit of what he can bring to the county.
Okay, David, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. First, I want to say thank you for what you do. I know it's a tough and unappreciated job. Having come out of county government myself, sat through many commissioners courts, I was sheriff in Land Basin a couple of times. It's been a working career with Land Basin County. So I appreciate what you do. I also appreciate you going to the former commissioner for not having that. A little bit about what I do. I work with their law enforcement in the county, predominantly the sheriff, our constables that do that. Annually, we try and do a loss run review with the sheriff, look where they're losing or having injuries or claims. Typically, that's all I do. I will touch on something else. As y'all probably know, your largest source of liability in the county is the jail. One bad jail claim can be devastating. So we focus a lot of efforts on training the jailers, helping them with inspections, preparing them for the state inspection, any special needs or special issues that come up in the jail, we help them find solutions and work through it. Also, we update them on trends we're seeing across the state as far as jail liability, trying to get ahead of that before it comes to problem. Also, throughout the years, we give technical assist to the sheriff. A lot of times there are special questions that pop up. It could be a legal issue, bonds is a classic one. Any kind of contractual stuff like that, we assist them with. We also have access to TAC Legal. We can run questions to them, give the sheriff or the court judge response to work off of and make their decisions off a legal recommendation. Also, as Ron and everyone else said, we sample policies for the sheriff, help them develop their policy manual. On those strong policies is the backbone of everything we do. So we have very good court tested policies. Also, one other thing I want to talk about is, and this is coming up, is our safety equipment. That is based off our workers' comp program, and money's returned to the counties. Half of it goes to Road and Bridge, half of it goes to the sheriff. So that's normally announced in the March-April timeline. We get notification of the sheriff and then make suggestions on safety equipment. And that's what it's all geared to, is getting safety equipment in the hands of the deputies and staff. And finally, I wanted to close out with some statistics. This weekend, I started thinking about what we had done here in Mills County, and this is just for the sheriff, not what other consultants have done. But since I came on with TAC a few years ago, the Mills County has done 36 technical assists. That's answering technical questions, helping them sort something out. Along those lines, done 5 on-site classes. Those are predominantly jail suicide prevention training for the jail staff. And those are on-site.
This was last year, the time frame.
This has actually been several years.
Okay.
I'd like to be here that much in a year, but we have, I think, what is it, 68 or 64 counties in our area.
You're busy.
We run from El Paso, inland to Land Passes, and then south all the way to Stark County. Real great to see. It's a big area. Had 5 on-site classes, 24 general consultations, and those are like your annual claims review, maybe a mock jail inspection, something along those lines. And so you'll know too, I'm not just here for the sheriff, any of us respond to you if you have a question. We're more than glad to help in any way we can. And the one thing I would like to close with, and always share this with elected officials. We in Land Passes took TAC coverage kind of late in my career. But there was many a days I sat at that desk, really fretted and sweated over a decision or a problem or a unique situation. And I never called TAC. Now that I work for them and know what their capabilities are, I wish I had taken them up on
I wish I'd picked that phone up or shot an email to my consultant. Say, hey, can you help me? Because they could have. It would have saved me a lot of sleepless nights or a lot of hand wringing. So take us up on it. That's what we're here for.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
And part of the risk control services, we are trying to build safety cultures in every county that we have, because we want to keep them safe, we want to keep the cost down, and we want to give, incentives for them to do. So we have safety awards that we give at this big conference we do in Austin. We come to a board presentation when you do earn the safety award, because bottom line, you're saving the taxpayer money by keeping your costs down. And so we want to give you credit for that when you do get these awards and work for these awards, because you do got to earn them, and we'll help you earn them. But like I said, we're trying to do this in every county. And if, everything else fails, there is claims. We have a claim department that's ready to assist. And the difference between us, we're trying to find a way to pay this claim, not to deny it. And with us, you have pre-claims assistance. So if somebody threatens to sue you, you can let us know, and we'll put some defense on you, or at least we'll start helping in that area. With a regular insurance company, you have to have an actual written lawsuit before they assign any attorneys or anything like that. But we want to nip it in the bud early. So the sooner you let us know and you feel threatened, we'll start helping. You may need an attorney, or maybe just a claims or examiner may be able to help. But if we need to get the attorneys in early, we'll get them in early without actual lawsuit documentation. They're just a threat of it. Basically, that's it. I do want to let you know, if you know where to start, there's some pages starting on page 16 that kind of we recommend some core trainings for every county. And if you want to choose from there, or you have something in mind that you'd like to do, let us know. And like I said, we're here at your request. Towards the end, you'll see the different staff people they have for our department. It does have their direct email address. You're welcome to contact anybody here directly. You don't have to go through us. You can call me at any time. I can always help. But if you know somebody, you want to call somebody in place, you got your email address. We're here to serve you. So let us know how we can help.
Okay.
That's it.
Victor, any questions, commissioners? Well, Victor, thank you for coming. And again, I want to stress what y'all said. We got a great tool of attack, and all elected officials need to sure take advantage of this great asset we have.
Yes, sir. We're ready to come back and help.
Well, Victor, thank you. Y'all appreciate y'all coming. Safe travels. Okay, number 5, consider an act on approving surety bond for Commissioners Robert Head, Treasurer Summer Campbell, and Deputy Treasurer Julia Perez. I think we're going to separate these since Robert would be not voting on his own deal. So in your packets, Commissioners, you'll see the surety bond for these 3 individuals. And let's just do Robert Head's first. I'll make a motion to approve the surety bond for Commissioner Robert Head. We got a motion by me, a second by Commissioner Porton. All those in favor of approving the surety bond for Commissioner Robert Head, say aye. Aye. Ayes have it, and everybody said aye except for Robert Head. He abstained.
Yeah.
Since it's his own deal. So, got it? So the other 2, we can put these together. Surety bond for Treasurer Summer Campbell and Deputy Treasurer Julia Perez. I'll make a motion that we approve those 2 surety bonds.
I'll second.
I got a motion by me, a second by Robert Head. Any other discussion, gentlemen? All those in favor of approving those 2 surety bonds, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. No opposed. Okay, moving along your packet on number 6, consider an act on Print Solutions LEAP agreement with the Justice of the Peace Office. This is a Xerox copier machine, scanner, does all the things. We have an agreement we got to approve if we do approve it. And the LEAP company is the rental agreement company that handles this. Is there any other discussion, Summer, that we need to add on this? Have I stated everything pretty well? Just a copy agreement, rental agreement for this. Yes. Yes. Any questions? In the packet, you'll see there's 2 different deals, one from Print Solutions and then one from LEAP Rental Agreement. And again, this pertains to the scanner, copier, fax machine that they have in the JP's office. Well, I'll make a motion that we approve this for the JP's office. Got a motion and a second, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None opposed. Ayes have it. Number 7, consider an act on historical commission board members. So last week we had our first meeting for 2023, the Mills County Historical members. We got a great group of members here to meet once a month up on the 3rd floor. And every odd numbered year, the Mills County Historical Commissioner members have to get their list up to submit to the Commissioner's Court. And assuming this is approved by Commissioner's Court, we then send it to Austin. So I'll read the appointees, the people on the board. Myself, Mills County Judge Jet Johnson, I'm an ex officio member. Lynetta Barnett is the chair. Gerald Hale, County Attorney's Vice Chair. Judy McKinney, Secretary Reporter. J.C. Mason, Treasurer. Don Barnett, Parliamentary. Keith Brooks is on there, Sam Duncan, Ramona Flores, Joy Now, J.C. Mason, Steve Mason, and Ronnie Wilson. And County Attorney Hale, have I missed anything on this? Yes, sir. Joy Now is one of the new members. Newest member on there. And again, this is every odd numbered year, 2023. So they bring this, all these names to our Commissioner's Court. And assuming our Commissioner's Court approves this, then we forward it on to the State Historical Commission in Austin. That explain everything pretty well? And Lynetta does a wonderful job, I'll add. A lot of preserving our historical projects in Mills County, and there's a lot more paperwork involved than you realize. So, gentlemen, any questions, discussion? Okay. We got a motion from Commissioner Portman that we accept the names I've just read to be sent to the State Historical Commission in Austin, and have a second from Commissioner Head. Any other discussion, gentlemen?
I might add that we didn't turn down anybody.
That's right. Members are always welcome to this board. And again, they do a wonderful job, lots more than people realize. Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Portman, second by Commissioner Head. All those in favor of approving the names to be sent to the State Historical Commission Committee, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay. Number 8. Consider an act on contract with Prominence Painting for work on the 1888 historical jail. Dale, this was one of the many things, you're inquiring on what we had with the consent that Guy Burns provides to our Commissioner's Court once a month. Again, being a 1888 historical jail, we have to do these things. There's always maintenance work. And we've already run this by through our county historical group, to Lynetta and Gerald and everybody at our last historical meeting. And the money is in the budget for this. Anything else, Gerald? Do you need
Well, I might just add, just maybe refresh it. We started out with but the idea of representative of the state historical commission, obviously start with the roof first, keep it from leaking, and then the second step was to weatherize the bottom floor, make sure we don't have any water involved, replacing the windows. The windows on the top floor are going to be, or I guess they already have been boarded. Now that's going to be later on. We're going to put off the top floor and way down the list. But we're trying to get the bottom floor to get this changed. This step has to do with the windows, the doors, etc. That we're going to work on the floors. Maybe we talked about putting in the heating and cooling system in there. We're trying to get the bottom floor so that it's usable. And so we're doing it step at a time. And this is the next step. Like the judge said, it's
in our budget. We're kind of under the gun, trying to get something done. But we've got this guy lined up. He's ready to start a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Just next step in the project.
And some have asked me, well, what are we doing with this? Well, we may need other offices sometime in the courthouse. We may need a spot for a county attorney someday. So there's possibility of meeting places for different groups. Any other questions or discussion, gentlemen? Anything else we need to add, Gerald, or I need to add on this? Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the contract with Prominence Painting for the work on the 1888 historical jail. We got a motion by me, a second by Commissioner Wright. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 9, consider an act on Swift Current Energy and Castle Gap Wind Rose Road use bond. This was a bond that we received in last week, and Robert, I know this is your precinct. We had originally designated some county roads at the previous Commissioners Court meeting, December 19th, for heavy haul roads and whatnot. Did some changing on that. And this basically, we're just approving this bond that's been sent in to us. Robert, do you have any comments or questions on this? Michael Pritchard is a contact person, and we received this bond into the office on Wednesday, January the 4th.
I know y'all took off some on that, I think it's 312 coming to City. I mean, they travel that thing quite a bit though.
Yeah, I knew there's some issues about the heavy haul roads that were being used primarily for this project, the wind turbine project.
The other day, I met 2 trucks coming down that thing. They weren't loaded, but they were still goes to the wind project. So.
And Robert, I would recommend when time permits, I know you just got going, but you probably good to meet some of these people who are doing the Swift Current Energy and Castle Gap Wind projects. Michael Pritchard's one of the contact persons, if you haven't met him. And if you need to have a spot for meetings sometime, I'll provide my office and we'll get everybody together so you can meet all these people. Okay? Any other questions, discussion? Well, go ahead, Robert.
That was a very different project because the others, they were required to put base on before they started. And at the end of them, this evidently was not a requirement. They had not posted a bond, so the bond is in case they do not fulfill their road duties as has been laid out, which are supposed to, you'll have to stay on top of it.
Yes.
But the 312, they're supposed to rework, but not all material. Anything will help.
Yeah.
But the bond, what we got here, the considering act on the bond approval. I'll make a motion that we approve it because without it, you don't have anything to say that they're gonna do it.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Porton to approve the road use bond. Got a second from Commissioner Head. Any other discussion, gentlemen? All those in favor for the road use bond, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None opposed. Okay, number 10, consider an act on interlocal agreement with Mullen City Council. Dale, this is kind of your precinct and everything, and I know you've been doing some work up with us in Mullen, the fine folks in Mullen there on the interlocal agreement. Do you want me to kind of set this up? You want to go ahead and start?
I can just start. Drawing blanks. Dexter.
Dexter Moore.
We've talked for several months. Mullen, the city council of Mullen has kind of came to us Those are not county roads, but I found out at a commissioners meeting that we can do up to $15,000 worth of in-kind work per year. We cannot furnish any material, tin horns, anything like that, but we can provide the machine work. And I guess I'll have to keep up with that. But my proposal would be to enter into it on a 1-year basis per year. That way, if somebody came in and took my place, they'd have their option whether they want to do it or not. The streets in Mullen, as anybody that drives them, are pretty bad. We have discussed here on the court that since we already have a lot more road miles than any of the other commissioners, that we would get them to help us out. We have had that verbal agreement. I'm gonna propose that we enter into an interlocal agreement with the city Mullen Council for the year 2023. And we will get a formal legal deal to sign that says that we will do up to $15,000 worth of in-kind work, and then we'll review it next year, see how things went, see if the deal still holds, and hopefully we'll get some input or help from some of the other precincts so they won't all be on us. But me and Dexter have visited as to kind of where they want to start, because 15,000 sounds like a lot of money, but it's really not when you start buying road base or tin horns or machine hire at $150 an hour. So all we can actually do is start it and see how far we get along, and then we'll do it again probably next year.
I think that's a good idea, do an agreement, just so like you said, we have it on documents and paper. Yeah, Dexter, if you want to come up here so we hear you, come on up here to the speaker. This is Dexter Morris, the city manager for Mullen, who's been spearheading a lot of projects in Mullen. Welcome, Dexter.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, Richard. Aside from what Dale just said, we do have the funds available to buy material for the first $15,000 work, whether it's tin horn, whether it's base, whether it's plywood. And so you're probably all aware we had a fundraiser in the fall. Also rebuilding the community center. We got a grant for accelerating that. So we're kind of busy right now. And my way of thinking, the busier we stay, the busier we'll get more work done. But we do have the fund available to our side. So it'd be great to have an agreement between the two of us. Yeah. Anybody get a question about what we want to do?
How many miles so far have y'all done work?
We hadn't done anything in the
What
city of
y'all done
Mullen.
now, that blacktop,
That's county road.
that's county road. There's nothing on.
No, we have not done anything city wise.
And I'll take full credit. People don't know, you know, they know we're working on stuff. They come in, thank you for putting those roads.
Well, it's in Mullen, I didn't know it until I started. Sherman Street and 6th Street, I believe, are county roads. Everything else in Mullen is city street.
Yeah.
So,
But it is amazing, just the lack of collegiate dust. That road-based stuff. I mean, people, you know, people are happy about it.
That's what we like, everybody happy.
it's extremely experimental. We don't know if it'll last. It was where we could do it, and we hope it lasts. If it don't, I'm gonna let
You
Mike
did
do
something.
it.
We go in pothole and,
Regarding the interlocal agreement, who's drafting this, or?
I'll have to get your own name.
I'll work with it. I have some questions.
Okay.
Number one, now we're talking about 15,000. There's gonna be payment from the city to the county, and there's 15,000. So there's not actually gonna be money changing hands.
It's all in-kind work.
Basically, it'll be a donation from the county to the city up to $15,000 a year for machine work.
And
$100 hour.
All right, that was gonna be my next question. This is, we gotta keep up with this. So it's gonna be $15,000 a year maximum. It's gonna have to be invoiced somewhere or other. At a rate of $150 an hour. Are we just talking about machine work?
Yes,
For the
and
machine.
basically that would be 100 hours worth of machine work.
So if this is approved by the court, then what I'm picturing this is we're gonna have a $15,000 annual budget. And it's gonna be invoiced, I guess, by the commissioner. By you, because you're the one that's gonna know about it. So you'll be invoicing the city. I guess at the end of the month, when you do the work. And then the invoice will show that we're not the 15,000 on top of credit. And then you're going to be invoicing that periodically and dropping the $15,000 by the amount that you invoice. Is that kind of the way?
Well, I would probably, since it's 15,000 and our machine hours is $150 an hour, I'd probably just keep up with hours of machine hour.
Well, I think we need to be a little more formal. Because if we're gonna do it, we gotta keep up with it, we gotta know where we are. So, yeah, I think you're gonna have to send an invoice, and I would suggest you send the invoice at the end of the month that you did your work.
And I sign off the invoice.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a bill that they send to you, it'll show, start out with something, got the credit, and then show what the balance is, and once you get it. Yes,
Treat like any other invoice.
that way we all know where we are. And then if there's something you can do, have to have a pin or something that other than the machine. Well, then that's gonna be a different matter.
That's how,
Right.
we supply.
And I'm anticipating that the local groups will say all that. Now, obviously, it's gonna have to be approved by both entities, both by the community court and by the city council. So why don't you let me work something up, and I'll get drafts to local organization. Then y'all can look at it, and if it needs to be changed, let's get it changed, and get it approved by both organizations, sign off. Now, most interlocal agreements have a termination clause in them. I know it's just for a year, but most of them say either party can terminate it within 90 days notice to the other party. So even though it's within a year, if something happens, people get fraud or whatever it is, either the city or the county can terminate it. 90 days notice of that. Also. What else?
I think of that term, like I said, we're prepared to do our side of it. And we don't expect the county to pay for anything other than the $100.
And obviously, we're just talking about machine work on non-county roads, so in this breach, we're talking about the roads that are supplemental liability. So that those are county roads will make that county.
I mean, we'll definitely have to do it as time sees fit for us because we still have our job to do. But this came up, I went to some commissioner schooling and it was one of the formats in it that you could do up to $15,000 worth of work on an interlocal agreement. And that does have to be approved by the county commissioners for that county. And we've just kind of worked on it to the fact of, let's do it year at a time. Kind of make sure it's working for them, make sure we can even have the time to do it. And different stuff, but just, I guess you'd say a trial basis to see if we can help them out because the streets really are in really bad shape.
And it's probably a 2 or 3 year project, because $50,000 really.
Not
First thing, we got drainage issues, we got 3 areas of drainage, fix the drainage, but we can fix the road. So this first go around, I would think, just about doing drainage. Because got some material, just build a big rust. After we do that, and then next year come back and say, okay, now we can put it back.
Well, maybe in 2 weeks, we can, do you think you might be able to have time for that interlocal agreement? in
Yeah.
2 weeks?
Let me work on it. I'll get a draft to the judge and I'll get a draft. Get a copy of the so.
And Dexter, you're welcome to come back again. Appreciate you coming for any questions, and we'll hopefully try to have this on the agenda in 2 weeks from today, okay?
They get a parking there.
Sure. It may not be as crowded this time. Okay, so this is just discussion, Commissioners, so there's nothing else we need to do, and we'll look at it again in 2 weeks. Dexter, thanks for all your help and work you've done in Mullen there. Yeah, you're welcome. Moving on, number 12, consider an act on the old EMS building. This is a topic we've discussed. Did I skip one? Oh, excuse me, number 11, I skipped one. Discussion on in-kind work relating to the bridge on County Road 508. 508, I'll start this off, Commissioner Porton. So I got an email from Justin Reyes of TxDOT, last week sometime. And basically he's referring to County Road 508. TxDOT has bridge inspectors go throughout the county. This low water bridge, concrete bridge, whatever you call it, is in pretty poor shape. And the email he sent to us was showing pictures of the old bridge, the concrete break and whatnot.
Hang on just,
Yes.
that last matter was considered an act. Matter, it wasn't a discussion.
Oh, excuse me, I looked at the wrong one.
So,
Thank
why
you.
don't we do this? Why don't you vote to, instruct me to prepare a new local agreement in accordance with the terms that we discussed today for review and approval, as you say.
I think that's a good idea. Sorry about missing that there. Do you want
We
to?
presented to both the commissioners for.
Yeah.
City council.
I'll make a motion that we approve to have County Attorney Hale make an interlocal agreement between the commissioners and Mills County or Mullen City Council to be approved
At a future
at a
date.
future
A future
date.
date. Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Porton. I'll second that motion by Commissioner Porton regarding the interlocal agreement with Mullen City Council. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None opposed. Thanks for catching that, folks. I was looking at the next one already. So number 10 has been taken care of. Moving on to number 11, discussion on in-kind work relating to the bridge on County Road 508. This is discussion only. And I was setting it up, I got an email from Justin Reyes of TxDOT, engineer from Brown County, Brownwood. And I'll start this off, and Commissioner Porton can follow up on it. This is in his precinct. So TxDOT has come to us saying that if we could do 10% in-kind work, they could possibly redo this low water crossing bridge, concrete structure. I don't know what kind of bridge you call it.
It's basically a low water bridge.
Low water bridge, but photos have been included that shows all the concrete falling apart, no doubt how old that bridge is. Anyway, there's steps to go through and everything. And I've been in contact with Justin Reyes. Commissioner Porton, I know, contacted him too. And Commissioner Porton, I'll turn it over to you on the rest of this.
The way this started, they have bridge reports that they do. I think in 17 and 19, they went and looked at this bridge. Prior commissioner had to do some work to it to get it up to where they would say it passed. Well, then basically we got thrown up again this year. We did some work to it, but I contacted him as to how much do we have to do this thing? It's on y'all's list to replace. You know, it's kind of dumb to spend our money repairing this thing if y'all are gonna come in and rip it out. Well, then he contacted me back that it was pretty high on their list to replace. Like this year, well, then he contacted the courthouse with some figures of $841,000. which we could do in-kind work for our 10%, which is 84,000 something. And, but that in-kind work has to be done on existing structures that aren't up for replacement. And so I got with, some of the commissioners, told them kind of look around their precinct. Now, the area that I've got, we may have to wait till October to do it to try to get some concrete funds. We have some money in the road and bridge deal, but you know, to do the in-kind work and I think Robert may have looked around his commissioner, somehow or another, we got to come up with $84,000 worth of in-kind work.
And in-kind work, explain that again, can be used on just, what, grading work around,
No,
it can't be used.
It's got to be
Like putting skirtings on.
skirting zone, it has to be done on another road drainage area.
Okay,
I think you can put 10 orange in with it, but then you're gonna have the cost for that. There's several things that cannot be done around the bridge that they're gonna be replaced. At all, they don't consider that in kind, so basically, kind of look around, but I guess the kicker is. Until we get this done, they will not even start designing the bridge for 508.
okay,
He said if we could get this done, that there's possibility by the end of 2023 that we would have a new bridge. That's not gonna be foolproof because a lot of the people that live down that road are not wanna go on that bridge taken out. Cause they're gonna have to have alter.
And
Get on.
the location of that bridge for people's reference is just south of Mullen, right?
It's south of Mullen, goes out to the old William Trench Cemetery,
Okay,
you know. So anyway, I mean, if we got to have some funds to do it, our part might have to come after the budget turns because we didn't put anything in this year. Unless we can use some of the road and bridge money for some of it. But it's basically an $841,000 bridge for $84,000.
I think Summer's checking on some figures right now.
And it was in there 58.
We have to document. How do you document the text slot?
We'll have to document how and latitude, longitude, we've got the locations and everything we've got to come up with.
Has any money from the county been spent on it already?
No,
No, I think when we did that easy flow.
I might have
That
them
might come out of
before I
Robert's.
that was before I.
About 3 years ago, it was all hauled out underneath, when Robert Hall, me and Jason Mann, we pumped about 14 yards of what they call easy flow, which is what the state recommended us to do. And we shoved up 14 yards of easy flow underneath that, because it's a bridge, but it has a concrete bottom too. And that bottom is totally washed out, so we filled the void up with what they call easy flow. It's
So-
a temporary fix.
So that could possibly be used in for in-kind work then, or is that too long ago?
It's too long now.
Okay,
It has to be future work.
okay. Okay,
So you only have $50,000 in road materials, unless you decide to use the remainder of equipment money. So that's, I assume you're gonna have to lay this budget and.
The next one, yeah. That's kind of what I figured, and I really need to visit with Justin and see if all we've got to do now there has to be a letter from the judge's office saying that the county wants to do the in-kind work rather than pay the 84,000. You have those options, but we don't have that either. So to get the process started, if we can, I think if we earmark the locations by latitude and longitude and an estimate of what it's going to cost for each one of those locations, that will get tax stop started.
So can you include road material, machine hire, and fuel?
Labor,
Okay,
Is that was this discussion?
yeah, just that was my discussion only that I read wrong earlier, but that's only discussion. Any other comments or questions, commissioners? Anything else, Dale?
That's about it. I just, wanted everybody else to look around their precincts and see if there was something on an existing structure that they could use that to improve it, to make it last a little longer. Cause I know this one's been on the books for replacement for at least 5 years.
Yeah. I think it's a good deal to pursue and look into, so I guess we can bring this up at a later commissioners court date, correct?
Yeah, if the commissioners will just look through your precincts and find an area that you think could use some help.
Okay. Anything else on this? Okay, now number 12. Consider an act on old EMS building. We've discussed this numerous times. We've had 2 public auctions. I've been in communication with County Attorney Hale. And I'll start this off. County Attorney Hale, it's been proposed that we might possibly put a for sale sign up on the old EMS building, which is on the railroad tracks. And then if anyone has an interest, they could do a sealed bid to the judge's office.
I think that would be it's something you guys just need to consider what we're gonna do next. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, we've been over dozens of times, the actual process, you either gotta have an auction, you can employ a broker, or have to see the bids. But you could do preliminary work before you do either one of those. I certainly don't have a problem with putting the for sale sign out on it, me, what we're conduct the judge's office, just to see if somebody is interested in the building. And if you have some people contacted judge's office to see if they might be interested in buying it, well, at that point, then again, you can do the auction. You have the option to do the auction deal, or you can set it up on a sealed bids. If you felt like you were going to get a bid, you might set it up on a sealed bids, see if you got one of the bids. You can always reject all the bids on any sealed bid offer. But that would be, it's just one possibility. I'm not saying you have to do it that way, but that might be one alternative. The public auction bill hasn't worked out very well.
Hadn't worked out well. One question I would have, if we do this, we put a for sale sign on the building, they contact the judge's office. Do we have to agree on what the minimum bid is going to be, or we just?
Well, with the sealed bid, you don't even have to settle it.
Okay,
You have an opening, you schedule an opening, so you have a deadline. Sealed bids have to be submitted, you have to be in the judge's office by April 1st. And then you set up a commissioner's court meeting soon after that, if you can, and say, at this meeting, the bids are going to be open for action by the court. And if you have a couple of free bids, you open them right here and
Okay.
what they all, if $20 is your maximum bid, well, you reject all the bids.
okay,
And then you're back to square one again. But if you did happen to see one of them in the ballpark, watching about the for, then certainly agree to accept that.
so again, let me verify, once we do this process, we can put a for sale sign up, and John Doe has an interest in it. I'll just say, you can send a sealed bid, and then we will open the sealed bid up if that's only one or several.
That this is what we're considering doing.
Yeah.
Having a sealed bid proposal, and just kind of play it by ear.
Yeah. And then if this person does have an interest, and they will send a sealed bid, not to be
We
open.
have to have a commissioner court meeting, have a formal vote
Yeah,
to agree to do the sealed bid offering.
but not open the sealed bid until we come to commissioners court, then open it up. Okay,
There's no use setting a deadline to have a sealed bid.
Yeah.
Submitted by March 1st, if there's nobody out there who's in the bidding.
okay,
I would just kind of wait and see if it might be like anyone forward. So
okay.
we've done this twice.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Well, questions, discussion, commissioners?
How about putting money up? I thought that was already done,
Not that I know of.
Oh, okay.
No, we haven't really put any money up, hadn't cost our county anything. We've gone through the 2 public auctions.
Yeah.
But there's been no,
Yeah, we voted on having a public auction.
Yeah.
I don't think we talked about all the other stuff that we didn't have.
yeah. Any other questions?
The other option would be hire real estate brokers. That might be a possibility, might be. Talk about who turn it over to somebody else. Rather than a buyer, one of the requirements of submitting a contract with the broker is you have to have an appraisal on the property.
And that was the issue. The appraisal was very expensive. I can't remember the exact figure. I want to say it was $2,500 to $3,000. Plus at that time, they're 4 months behind. And that's why we didn't go that route, if I remember.
The other thing, and I don't know if it made any difference, we looked one day. I looked over here, talked to Billy Miller. Nobody really don't know if the tanks are still in the ground. Well, as far as excavation, I guess you contact TxDOT and see what they got into here on the corner. They may have done it themselves, but I don't think the county needs to do it, but I do think we need to know where the tanks are in the ground.
I think they are.
You know, and that's a huge difference because Billy Miller told me he had an infraction over here where he was, where that deal is, it was gonna cost $60,000 to get those tanks out.
All right, other
I
discussion?
mean, that'd be another option. Bring it all to a head, contact DCEQ, they come out here and look at it, tell us what to do. Not be opening yourself up for the county to have.
Yeah.
Things, but at least you know where you stand. That's another option.
Yeah. Any other discussion, gentlemen? I'm gonna make a motion that we try to do as County Attorney Hale proposed there, do a for sale sign on the building with sealed bids.
Well, let's go set it up and we see what it is, yeah.
Okay, I thought,
We don't have any details.
okay,
That'd be something we could talk about.
okay.
At this point, I think just put the force out. Sit back.
See if there's any interest.
Yeah.
Okay, so the motion I would probably want to make then is just to see about putting a for sale sign on the old EMS building and nothing else, correct? Okay, well, I'll make a motion to put a for sale sign on the old EMS building. And we'll look at a future date for what we're going to do with the EMS building from there to see what kind of activity we get. So that is my motion.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, you heard my motion. Got a second by Commissioner Head. All those in favor of just putting a for sale sign up, the old EMS building, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None opposed. Maybe someday we'll get rid of that old EMS building.
Somebody's showing the interest.
Yeah, we'll see how much interest is out there. We also, number 13, got consider an act on new EMS building. Guy Burns wanted us to have this on every 2 weeks, just in case there's anything that needs to be voted on by our commissioners court. There's nothing new to report. They did do the slab last Tuesday. And apparently everything went good. And the plan is to start with the structural aspect of the building sometime this week. Dale, you might have any of the news, or Robert, any of the news on your end? So there's nothing to be done on this. Any questions, discussions? So I will go on to number 14. Commissioners' requests and reports. Commissioner Wright, go ahead.
Our dump truck, I visited with some a little bit, we had to take it to Brownwood Syntex. We've got to put talk some local mechanics here, and everybody was tied up with it, and it's going to cost probably a couple $1,000 for that clutch. But we don't have much of a choice not to have it be, to have some kind of clutch. Also, we've been working on County Road 510, 512, 506, and 411. With crushing rock, I got the rock crusher from Dale, and Jason Williams is fixing to pick it up this afternoon or this morning. And, also I have a few questions I gotta get with, this summer on some of our inspections and also with, our vehicle inspections and also with, Lord, making sure that we have the right trucks and plates. and right
Okay.
vehicles.
That's important.
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Commissioner Head?
Well, I just started last week, so we kind of toured the precinct a little bit and then fixed up some washouts we found. And extended a tin horn on I call it Toddy House Road. We went to put one in, and when we started digging, we found one. So we added about 10 feet on each side of that thing to just stick out on the road. And other than that, that's about all I've done.
Okay. Commissioner Parton?
Basically, we try to service all vehicles or what needs service in the beginning of the year. Got our RDO coming this week, have all the little material, basically just trying to make sure everything's in good shape to get busy. They have a project with some more of the state-based material that we're gonna start between me and Jason today or tomorrow, so we'll be using all 3 belly dumps, the rock grinder, and try to get a little road covered.
Okay.
That's about all I got.
Okay, 15 county judges report. Not much to report. We're all busy. Every department's busy. We want to welcome again Commissioner Head. And the TAC folks that were speaking to us earlier, be sure, Robert, and everybody to use them. They're a great source. Employee safety is always our top concern. And that's really all I have. Everybody's busy, and I know, and have a happy 2023. All right, 16. Go ahead. Commissioner Rob moved, we adjourn. I'll second that. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Commissioners adjourn.
That was even slow.